Our new song is available for pre-order at getcominghome.com. Check it out. Download iTunes to pre-order and support our work. Macklemore actually apologized. Did you guys see this one? So there's a big story where Macklemore is a rapper. He said, F America. And, he regretted that. So then he comes out and says, sometimes I slip up and get caught in the moment. I think this is indicative of this country is fed up with the anti-American sentiment. They're fed up with Democrat policy. They're fed up with a bad economy. And so insulated people like Macklemore, this dude's loaded, right? He's super rich. I'm going to tell you this. Don Lemon, Macklemore, I guarantee you they don't know how much milk costs. You know why? They don't go to the grocery store. They ask someone to go to the grocery store for them. Or if they do go, they don't look at the price. They just grab it. Regular people go there and say, okay, which one's going to be cheap? You know, we'll grab this one today. Or we're going to do skim today because you got a budget. This guy has no idea what's going on. He gets up at an event and he says, straight up, say it. I'm not going to stop you. The rapper said, yeah, F America. Well, people got really mad at him. So he went on Instagram and said, you know, my thoughts and feelings are not always expressed perfectly. Sometimes I slip up and get caught in the moment. Saturday night was one of those moments. Here's what I think. I think he saw a major backlash. Mm-hmm. This is why all the pop stars, I noticed this. I started looking at their Instagrams. When they endorsed Kamala, they disabled their comments.
They sure did, yeah.
Yep, because they know what's coming by doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think there's also a realization among a lot of people. I think Americans have woken up about a lot of things, you know, and I think COVID was a big motivator as well. But it just keeps coming, and people are like, I can like your music, I can like your TV show. I don't have to be at all in line with your politics. I don't have to like your politics, and I don't have to hear about your politics. I don't care what they are, and I want you to stop telling me about them. Please sing your nice songs, make your scary movies, and don't tell me anything else. Like, I don't need to know about it. The idea of the celebrity as all-encompassing cultural and political touchstone perhaps is flying out the window. We haven't seen a lot of Susan Sarandon recently. Remember when she was always out there going nuts? Jane Fonda was out there knocking on doors for Kamala Harris. One woman cried. The Kamala Harris campaign, you know, they publicized that because when white women's tears aren't weaponized, you know, they have to capitalize on them instead. But I think in a lot of ways people just don't need that anymore. You know, they don't want it.
The rapper Pharrell Williams said something very interesting the other day.
Right.
He basically said, you know, to all the celebrities, just shut up and be quiet because nobody really cares about your opinion. And, you know, in the 90s, the early 2000s, celebrity was like a cult. Mm-hmm. And now people are kind of getting sick of these multimillionaires preaching about climate change, you know, like Prince Harry, they're on a private jet. You know, Taylor Swift as well said some comments about the environment, yet she's, I think, the number one celebrity that uses the private jet the most. And it's like...
Right, she uses it to go to the bodega.
And they're so out of touch. And when you've got a very bad economy, the prices are up, gas prices, people are struggling right now, and then you have someone saying, you know, F America. I mean, you know, it's just, what are you thinking? His crowd, it was a pro-Palestinian event, so they were all cheering because a lot of them have anti-America sentiment. But I think he's only apologized because he lost out on a performance, the Neon Carnival in Las Vegas, which a Neon Festival, which is a big deal. And I think he would have probably had pressure from other events that would have told his management, look, if he doesn't issue a statement, you're going to lose some gigs. And I think these celebrities, a lot of them are very selfish. They're lost in their own world. They've got an ego. He's got a history of being very kind of anti-Western, you know, capitalism.
He's very, very woke, very progressive.
Very anti-Semitic as well. He dressed up once in a caricature of a Jewish person on stage. You know, he's got a history of having all these kind of woke ideas. And I think, you know, I don't think he would apologize from the heart. I think he's had pressure after being cancelled from the Las Vegas event.
Because he's definitely not as big as he was. I mean, he had this like meteoric rise at one point. What I actually remember was Macklemore, he used to have, you know, the shaved sides and longer head, and then people were like, that's longer hair on top, whatever, you know. And
it was a cone head, in fact.
He said he got up a lot of flack years after he got famous. They were like, that's a fascist haircut. And he apologized and said he would change his hairstyle. He
apologized for his old fascist haircut. What? I think some of the anti-celeb stuff too started in COVID. Remember when everybody
remember Sam Smith crying in his house about COVID lockdowns, and everyone's like, you live in a 8-bedroom
or like
house
all of the
with a tennis
stupid
court.
Celebrities who did their Zoom call rendition of Imagine, and they were like, just stay home. I'm staying home here in my palace in the Hollywood Hills. And we're all just sitting there like Curtis Sliwa in our apartment with 20 cats being like, what the hell? I'm stuck here. Y'all are dancing in Times Square and holed up in Hollywood Hills and like, come on, everybody, you're awful.
That was a sample of what they want the future to look like forever.
Yeah.
They want a surf class, and then they want to do whatever they want. Case in point, when they all fly on their private jets to their climate change summits.
Or Kim Kardashian, who recently, I think, flew to France to get a specific pastry.
Well, hey, man, I mean, what kind of pastry was it?
It looked like a really good pastry, which
croissant?
reminds me, like, I bought this special butter. I'm going to try and learn how to make croissants.
She's like the bad guy in Iron Man, where he's like in the airport and he's like eating he's like, I got this imported from Italy for breakfast. I eat my dessert first. This is, we caricaturize these people for being villainous by doing these
That
things.
was in what was it? Was it Basquiat with Andy Warhol? And or was it it was not Basquiat. It was some movie with Andy Warhol character in it and Basquiat. And Basquiat's like, Andy, can I get this caviar? And Andy's like, well, sure. Otherwise, you'd have to go to Russia. By all means, get the caviar.
I remember the blowback from Kylie Jenner. Her very small daughter, maybe 2 or 3 years old, was carrying a very small Birkin bag, and Birkin bags are extremely
Dear God,
exclusive and luxury.
yes.
And people respond to it. Like, I remember one comment was like, "This child is walking around with my entire salary on its arm." I mean, I think there is a level of like, if you make the money, you can spend it how you want to. On the other hand, you're not necessarily endearing yourselves to
And
the
you
people.
can't just go buy
And you
one
can't
either.
always just pretend it's like
have to, like, get it
aspirational,
special.
right?
Yeah.
Like, people start to say like, you live in a life that's completely separate from mine. So when you're Taylor Swift and you endorse Kamala Harris despite the capital gains tax, like, you obviously have so much money that it doesn't matter. Whereas the economic policies of the president does impact average Americans every day.
Yeah. I think the worst thing about these elites, especially Democrats, they've isolated themselves. They have no idea what's going on. And then they tell the people who are suffering that they're wrong. Like that Don Lemon, Atlantic City thing he did. The guy's like, I'm voting for Trump because I can't afford groceries. And he's like, actually, the economy's really good. And like, dude, you're like,
Like,
You
what
ask
are
me
you
my
saying?
opinion. Like, what are you?
but it's that Family Guy joke where Peter's in the elevator with one other guy. Peter farts and then says, it was you. Like, dude, you're not convincing anybody. Like, I have to go to the grocery store and buy groceries. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
You just say that.
I keep being surprised at my grocery bill when I get to the end of the self-checkout where I do the job for the cashier that the grocery store has fired so that I can do the job instead, as though I don't have some
And then it
other
keeps
job.
going, please place the item back in
my
the...
It makes me crazy.
and
I
you're
just
like,
want to
can't, I
kill
tried."
everyone. Yeah, I just stand there and it goes, help is on the way. And I'm just,
But it's not, because there's no one there.
Yeah,
it's
there's
not on the
nobody
way.
there.
It's not on the. I hate that so much. But anyway, and then you get to the end, and it's like you're being robbed. And like the little self checkout machine may as well pull out a gun and be like, "Now give me your entire debit card."
Yeah.
the whole thing.
I feel like every time I go, I'm like, okay, I think it's about this much. It's always higher. I'm never.
Oh wait,
under.
I was the other day. I thought I was spending $60, and it was $150, and I was like, "How did this happen?"
We buy all the snacks and all the groceries for the warehouse. I think I just ordered some jerky. And so considering, I don't know what the number is, we probably have, 15 to 20 people coming and going and doing various things. Not every day. There's 30 to 40 people but some are remote. I think for 1 month of just like snacks, jerky, drinks. And I'm not talking about the craziest, most expensive stuff. We've got Cheez-Its in the other room, right?
I love cheese.
I think it's like $3,000
Wow.
That's a lot.
For a month?
Yeah.
for a month of just like, yeah, it's crazy. And I mean, I guess I'm not really providing a good context as to what it's relative to, but we've got Goldfish, Cheez-Its. I don't touch that garbage.
You
And
just
then
buy it for everyone else. You guys eat this.
they love it. I mean, look, who am I? I'll try and convince people to not eat the garbage, but they want the garbage. So, but
You don't just buy a bunch of bananas, some apple chips.
the bananas go bad so quick,
Really? People don't eat them?
not fast enough.
We go through so many
Oh,
bananas.
come on. Like if I get a bunch of like elk jerky or meat sticks, those things will be gone in a day. If I get bananas, they'll just rot.
That's terrible.
This is what America is, man.
This is like at my house, and my son will be like, "What do we have for a snack?" And I'll be like, "There's bananas, there's yogurt, there's fig bars,
It's like, this is not it, Mom.
there's some dried apricots.
It.
you
Well,
know.
but I mean, I guess you
There's
want.
leftover dinner. That's a snack."
Yeah, but it gets hefty. I guess I can say it relative to this because a couple of years ago we always bought the little salami packs and they were $7 and now they're 15.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
that's a kick in
Those
the
are
balls.
expensive. Yeah.
But I'm happy to see that people like Macklemore and Taylor Swift and Haley Williams and JoJo and whoever else can sit on their high horses and have no idea what's going on in the real world and endorse someone who's going to burn it all down around us, and who supported people who literally did. A really good example of this is that guy, famous moment, and we loved it. He was tweeting during the George Floyd riots from Beverly Hills, saying, "You guys remember this one?" I think he was with like ESPN or something. He was like, "Yeah, get it, burn it down, let's go." Then like 20 minutes later, he's like, "Wait, why are they coming towards here? Don't go here, go downtown." And then an hour later, he's like, "Get out of my property! They're coming in, they're jumping the walls." It's like, well, welcome to the real world, buddy.
Yeah, go team up with the McCloskeys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's wild. Shall we jump to the next story? We got this one from the Post-Millennial because everything's from the Post-Millennial. Toyota promotes DEI, supports child sex changes, divides employees by race and gender. Toyota seems to have forgotten who their core customers are. Well, don't buy from them. Buy a Tesla.
Yeah, this is Robbie Starbucks strikes again. He's killing it out there.
I was going to say, it's actually really funny. If you want to be anti-woke, you got to buy the electric car. Elon Musk is calling all of this stuff out every day, and he's selling electric cars, and Toyota is selling the gas guzzlers, and they're woke as a joke.
Remember when Elon Musk didn't get invited to the electric vehicle summit at the White House?
He lost it.
Part of that was because, I mean, that's the Biden-Harris administration being under pressure from the UAW because Tesla is a non-union shop.
That's interesting. I just assumed it's because they hate Elon.
Yeah.
They hate Elon, but the reason they can't give Tesla any credit is because Tesla's non-union. And so they need that union support across the board. And because, sympathy strikes are illegal because of the Taft-Hartley Act, but certainly boycotting a political campaign with your donations is not illegal.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.